Font. I'm broadcasting live from Bombay. They're saying that my connection is rather crappy. Look at the beautiful landscape, however. Okay, not too beautiful. Streets under construction, lots of crazy traffic, bunch of birds. Same birds we can see all over the world. Well, anyways, let's talk about what I wanted to talk about: cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency nightmare that we saw over the last few days. Today, I started seeing on the coin market cap, man, finally some green. Fuck, finally some respite. Even then, I was still negative like 10% in most of my investments. Boy, what are we gonna do, right, folks? Like the other day, I saw some of my investments were down 40% in a 24-hour period. What a nightmare. Well, okay, folks, this is my position on this thing. This is where I think it's going. I am a very strong proponent of cryptocurrency. I strongly believe, and I am a believer. And the problem with people like me, I am very passionate about it. And people like me is the type of people that we typically are, we're like the pioneers in some of this type of stuff. I am not a pioneer in cryptocurrency. By the time I heard about cryptocurrency, I fell in love with cryptocurrency. I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the passion that people were having for it, and that's how I got into cryptocurrency. I did not need cryptocurrency in order to make money. I'm a physician. I do enough money from my job, but I liked it. I liked how people were invested in it, how people were working. They were working on YouTube videos, and so on and so forth. Now let me tell you why I'm fucking pissed off, why I'm angry, and why I think we're all getting fucked by the government. We're getting destroyed. Look, folks. What is bad about you people now making money in a cryptocurrency situation and with the blockchain technology? The blockchain technology is basically a revolution in this financial system. And the problem with the decentralization of the money system is that you have a pretty goddamn big change from what has been happening before. And my opinion on this matter is that for the past 5 to 6 years, a lot of young people have started getting a lot of money, and they have been very visual, very vocal about it. They're having these Instagram accounts where they're parading in like very expensive cars, living the lifestyle. It's like Wolf of Wall Street, but like live. Like these kids are actually living the dream. They're having YouTube videos with hundreds of thousands of followers. They're living the dream, and now it's become possible for people. And now the sad thing, what makes me sad, is that the government is starting to cut away this possibility for a lot of people. And it's happening on a worldwide basis for many reasons. Now, my opinion is that behind that, there's people that want to actually control the crypto world. And those people are, I don't know, did you guess it? The bankers. It is my personal opinion that a lot of investment bankers, a lot of rich people behind, and I don't really see it as an individual. I see it as groups of individuals. They have financial interests on the rounds of, they want to create their own cryptocurrencies, but these are not people that really like competition. In other words, what they're going to do is they like the FUD. They like to see your cryptocurrency. Folks, what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is they're destroying the trust that there is in the blockchain technology, and they're going to come up with their solution. Their solution is going to be their ICOs with their, it's like, let's replace Ethereum with our Ethereum. What's our Ethereum? Let's call it the Bank of America Ethereum. So the Amerium, or whatever you want to call it, and let's have that become the currency for all these multinationals like Walmart, like Burger King, and all these other huge companies. The idea behind these folks is that the technology, the blockchain technology, and the movement, which is basically, if you look at blockchain and if you look at the investment that people have put into this, it's really people powered. You see folks like, you see kids learning about cryptocurrency. And when I mean kids, folks, I'm saying 16-year-old, 25-year-olds. I'm seeing young people, young men like myself, 30-year-olds, that get interested into this subject, and they start their own ICOs. You see, like the teams that build ICOs, they're very young people. And sure enough, I think there's a lot of extremely envious people in banks, extremely envious people that are in very high positions that look at some of these, these startups, and they're going like, what the fuck? Yeah, man. I wish I had like the Alex Jones in person, the like how when he imitates the evil people. I mean, those are the really good ones. But the idea is that this is when I think we should put like the Alex Jones face, is that I feel these people are most likely right now raging that some of you kids, I mean, they had to sell their soul to the devil to achieve the 1/10 of what some of these like teenage looking nerds have done just by creating a fucking crypto coin in like 2 weeks. That they just received so much money from so much people with doing so little effort that they cannot even understand this. So it's like, you have folks, the success of the blockchain technology has attracted the eye of the tiger. The tiger is now looking at that entity down there with the eyes of wanting to kill it, and that's what I think is going on with the predator type mentality that some of these bankers and entities are trying to, and now so they're using the government to create the FUD, to create the insecurity, and eventually, as you see, they're plummeting and they're attacking. Now they're saying, so what they're saying is that, oh yes, and then the news, of course, the news is the biggest prostitute there is. The news is completely sold from A to Z. You want something, the news does it. Just pay the money, the news does it. Pay the money, the news does it. The news is literally the prostitute of the United States of America. So it is what it is. But be what it may, if you look at what's going on in the crypto world, basically it really is something like beyond this world. They're saying constantly the bubble of Bitcoin has popped. The bubble of Bitcoin has popped. Bitcoin has been on the rise this entire time. Bitcoin is on the rise, Bitcoin is on the rise, Bitcoin is on the rise. Now, has Bitcoin really been on the rise, or Bitcoin has been having these going down moments? When you have to look at the reasons why the market is going down. If the government is attacking a market, is exerting influence on a market, is it really the natural history of this market? Is it the value of that, or is it the government just trying to sabotage the fucking market? This is what's happening on this year. It's this government, and folks are what made Stratus, what made Ethereum, what made all these fucking shit ass technologies. These things don't mean anything. What is meaningful is the people behind it, the people that put thousands of hours of work in it, the people that are willing to vouch and put their lives on it, that put their savings. Those people are what they want. And the way they're gonna do it, they're doing it by destroying, the faith in those markets. With fake ass companies like BitConnect and all these other fake ICOs, all these like BS companies and projects. Bottom line, they're gonna bring in their rating systems. Eventually, they're gonna bring in their rating systems, and it's gonna be like Walmart. No, but it's not gonna be Walmart. I don't want to blame it on Walmart, but they're gonna bring you like if you want to sell an apple, you have to get certification by like the FDA, and your apple has to be certified by the Committee of Agriculture. And no, but I just have an apple tree in my home. Can't I just sell an apple from my tree? And I just need $10. Do I have to get the $3,000 certification? Yeah, because we have to make sure that your apple is not dangerous for the rest of the population. So this is how they're gonna decapitate all those little startup ICOs who are the heart of the cryptocurrency world. The heart of the cryptocurrency world was, first, it was of course Nakamoto and his team of basically very few little people, but then the community that built it and that basically hung out with that idea. That, you know, just that solid people that just stuck up with it for years on end, and then the world who then followed up based on greed, but not because I mean, those people were not in because of greed. Fuck that. They weren't getting anything. They were trading at $400 when nobody in the world believed that Bitcoin will ever be worth a single nothing at all. Matter of fact, today some people still think Bitcoin is not worth anything at all. And Bitcoin has dropped, what, like 40, 50% on a daily basis, it drops like 10%. And these people, they believe in the technology, they believe in, they are people of heart. So, you know, let me make a long story short. I strongly think that Bitcoin and Ethereum, I have a strong feeling that Ethereum is actually the coin of the future. I don't even think that Bitcoin is the coin of the future, just on the basis that Ethereum was picked to become like the, you know, the coin on which all the other coins are built on, or a lot of coins are built on Ethereum with the ERC20 token system, or the idea of, you know, Ethereum is a good system. I mean, I don't really know shit about Bitcoin and all that stuff, to be honest. But you know, make a long story short, from the little I know, 5,500% increase in 360 days was the increase. 5,500, a 5,500% increase in value was the increase in value of Ethereum in 2017. That's including a 30% crash in January of 2017. So, I mean, whatever uses you have for Ethereum, which, I mean, I don't even go into there. I think it's worth to put at least $100 to see where it goes. But bottom line, what I was trying to get at, folks, is that the banks will not let go on that, and I think, quite frankly, they're going to keep on attacking. And the assaults are not done by the banks themselves. They're going to be done, the crypto world is going to be taken over by the banks, and because they like to centralize things. They like to centralize your money. Folks, remember when you deposit $1 million in the bank and then you want to take it out the next day, and they tell you, no, you can't take it out the next day. Matter of fact, you can only take out this amount on a daily basis. Is because they fucking love your money more than you like your own money. That's just so you know. Anyways, folks, India the Great, the land of the yogis. So, folks, you know, make a long story short, I think all this stuff is actually engineered. I think a lot of this market manipulation is partly in order to destroy the confidence that was built by you know, by the efforts of countless people that have really believed in the Bitcoin markets and all the other altcoins. But bottom line, I don't think it is so much. I really don't think it is so much to take your money as to take your markets. I really think they're going to begin proposing their own markets, and that is the game even beyond the coins, is the market. Once they implement their market, it's going to be it's like, let's start playing poker at my table. That's the next step. And the next step beyond that is even beyond. You know, it's like first let's not trust the game of cards that you're playing. Those cards are fake. That's what they're saying. You know, the altcoins you're using, they're not worth shit. That's one thing. Then, okay, you're still playing. Okay, well, okay, they're still playing. I don't like that. Well, fuck it. Government, go destroy them. This is literally what's happening. So the government is now trying to make it illegal for you to play with your altcoins. Why? Because you're making money, and they don't like that. So, okay. So first they try to discourage you. Now they can't get you out of there. and you're still making it more, you know, they're trying to pull you back into their cesspool of shit where they control you. This is what fucking bothers me, because I know this is what they want. They want to control mankind, and this is where they want to control you. They want to control you, you know, back under their seat, where they have the slave mankind. And of course, you know, the newer technologies don't allow for that because they're decentralized. But hey, fuck, why not control them? So this is what they want to do with mankind. So, and then with the good thing with the people that have, you know, the idea of decentralizing all this is that, I mean, I really hope that the kids behind that are not gonna fall in for the trap of greed, and they're actually gonna remain with the idea of starting their own ICOs, of starting their own bitcoins and all that stuff. Because the second they create their markets, and if you folks migrate to their markets, they can sanction your coins, and they can simply say, we're not gonna allow your coin here. Simple as that. They can start taxing out your coins. They can literally destroy your freaking coins. It is that simple. And they basically, that's how they don't need to really control your currency. They can simply say, well, no, you're not gonna have your currency here. You're gonna say, why? Well, because you're decentralized. So I mean, they can do a lot of stuff that you know, the future will certainly prove to us. But that's what I'm saying. The banks care only for one thing: money. Why are they now? Before they used to say crypto is bullshit, but now they're saying, oh yeah, well, crypto's maybe not bullshit, and then they're saying, oh yeah, well, no, crypto's not gonna, crypto is going to stay. And then what are they saying now? Goldman and Sachs is saying that they're thinking of making their own crypto. It's a fucking joke. They've been thinking of doing their own crypto for years. They don't just pull that shit out of their ass. They've been thinking of doing their crypto for years. Not only that, they're thinking of implementing their crypto through the destruction of your crypto. Because by the time they bring their baby crypto into your market, you can literally buy out their freaking shitty crypto like nothing. So what they're trying to do is they destroy your crypto, and then basically they buy you out. So, but folks, it's you know, you know, I apologize for all the foul language, and but you will see. You folks will see. This is how the future for the financial system is going to happen in the next few years. They're gonna create their own markets. Their markets are gonna be based on security. Okay, so the securities they're gonna tell you about is you're not gonna get stolen. You're gonna have protection from not getting stolen. Basically, like FDIC backing, all that bullshit. All that bullshit they're gonna tell you. They're going to link it to your bank account. They're going to have minimal fee, if not no fee for transactions. So they're going to give you all these pluses, all these bullshit pluses, and then folks are going to fall for that. That's how they're going to get folks to come in through greed, through the ideas of greed. And then they're going to have you at the ICOs. Come, open, buy directly from your bank account. You don't need to pay transforming. We accept Bitcoin directly exchanged from your bank account to us through a direct tax exchange. Basically, we change Bitcoin to you directly through our market. Boom, you guys are fucked. You're all going to accept. Because if I'm the bank, you have your own crypto. Basically, why are you going to buy it from Coinbase when I am your bank and I allow you to have a Bitcoin address? Imagine your bank. Let's say you have a bank with CIBC, or let's say Wells Fargo. You have a bank account with Wells Fargo, and they suddenly allow to have Bitcoin address. What are you going to keep your cryptos, folks? Are you going to keep it in your Wells Fargo, or are you going to keep it on some random market and have the market, you know, tax out or do some bullshit or weird shit? You're probably going to keep it in the same place. Matter of fact, it's far more secure to keep it all in that place, and with the Wells Fargo bank, or maybe it's not, you know. But do you want it? So bottom line, folks, is that all these things will begin to be implemented in the next 3 to 5 years, in my opinion. And some banks will do it. Not all the banks will do it at the same time, but as they implement this, they will be offering new ICOs. More companies, more mainstream companies are going to, like Hyundai with HDAC. Certainly big companies like Walmart and all these may be interested in. Kodak already says they're going to do, probably South Korean companies are going to. And Japanese companies may be the first ones to implement ICOs, but I mean, what's that going to do to the market when their own countries are constantly, financial ministers are constantly destroying, the faith that people have in these markets. For what reason? I mean, it's just it's whatever. So it's basically that they're trying to destroy their own citizens' potential at getting rich for no reason. They're destroying their own markets by putting bad news. So, but anyways, in reality, in my opinion, just to make a long story short, it was about consolidation. The collapse of the Bitcoin market was not a true collapse. It was a consolidation move. I hope you guys understand what that means. It was a consolidation move. It meant reduce the amount of money in it to compact it and then put it somewhere else. It was not a true loss of wealth. It was a movement of community. And it was a movement of community from one place to the other. The community reflects the money. The community, folks, reflects the money. Okay, so I hope you all took something positive from this video, but that's what I think it was. And through fear, when they are putting fear into a market, the community withdraws. So the community is going somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to say. So where that community is going is where the money is going. But that money is not lost, okay? It's somewhere else. That community will follow wherever it has to go. Now, in terms of crypto, the technology is still there. The reality of the matter is that it is still a highly secure system. It is just not worth as much, but then again, it is not worth as much on the basis of fear, and FUD, basically. So, uncertainty and basically doubt. But so greed is the biggest appreciation. Greed is a multiplier of the valuation, the true value of things. But what you buy is valued by others, and then if you're willing to sell it, if 100 people are valuing what you have and that you're willing to sell, it gets multiplied in value by the amount of people that are looking at it. And thus you can sell it for a higher price depending on the amount of people that are looking at it, because it gets valued to a higher value because there's more people looking at it, for it is overvalued. This is what happens with these things. Some of these technologies, they're good, but they're not as good as they seem. Similarly, US dollar, petrodollars, all these coins and all these things, they really have a purpose, but they're not beyond the purpose. And most of the time, the value of these cryptos are not as high as they should. They certainly should. Should Bitcoin be worth $18,000? You tell me. Should something that's electronic, invisible, and basically inexistent, that has nothing, has no I mean, it's it's an electron or on a computer system that's recorded by a computer and sets of computers, be worth a car that was built by a robot and human beings over days and weeks or hours, depending on where it was built? I don't know. You tell me. So it is what it is. It is my opinion that this is actually done on purpose. This is not something that is done accidentally. These people don't go on and they say something that they know is gonna create a whole lot of crap for a lot of people without knowing what the consequences will be. These people know what's gonna happen, and and there's a lot of interest in the world to have the cryptocurrencies crash down. And if you want to make money, the idea behind the crash down of the cryptocurrency, if you want to make money, I mean, where would you be? Where would you be when there's no cryptocurrency? Where would you be, folks? You'd be in the same fucking place you'd be even without cryptocurrency. So basically, you'd be home taking care of your kids. You'd be home watching TV and cooking. So, I don't know, folks, invest on a better TV maybe to watch the news as cryptocurrencies go crashing down. On a better, you'll have a better view of the red colors, you know, coin market cap. You see how that thing go minus 60%. Oh man, this was a bad 3 weeks, I have to admit. This has been the worst 3 weeks ever, but we still got a beautiful year ahead, I hope. So, wishing you all the best. India, folks, India. We're here for a meditation retreat in Pune, beautiful city of Pune in Maharashtra, India. It's about 2 hours south of Mumbai. It's a little bit of pollution, as you can see. Very interesting place. The police. All right, folks. So I don't know, folks. I would say, by the way, I'm actually thinking of making my own coin, and to actually distribute it to a few governments. It's not going to be a for-profit coin like most people do coins, but it will be an exchange coin that will be used. I don't even know how to use. What use I would give to such a coin, to be honest. The idea I had behind it was to call it the industrialization coin, and it was to help countries, the 25 poorest countries in the world, to give them a 1% of the total coin value, and to serve that, then to put a huge percentage of the total coin value in the market. Had people exchange it for Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then take some of that money to then allow these countries to build infrastructure that would help. But at this time, I'm not ready to do that. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources to do it. And by resources, I mean the mental peace. It takes a whole lot of serenity to do something like that. And yes, like I said, I did say 25 poorest countries in the world. So I think for any goal like that, I mean, however small, I want to help in contributing for 25 countries. It needs a lot of determination and a lot of help. But so help me God, that I would be able to do something like that. But the idea will be, as I said, so we'll see in the future. Maybe this is something that I'll do over a 10-year period. We'll see. Maybe by the time I'm 41, this coin will be a little bit famous. But the idea behind it is quite simple. Is the purpose of this coin is not financial. Is actually the protection of human beings from human beings and from misery. And the only way I saw around that is to actually provide for people the tools to protect themselves from anything that could harm, that could cause you harm, like being poor, for example, lacking education, lacking access to communication, lacking access to information, etc., etc. So trying to create a world with all these things
for money. For example, we can give you more coins, which can then be traded for US dollars or any dollar from any country, or gold or whatever, and then we can pay you those coins to rent some of that land in your country, and then we basically industrialize. We can rent these places out to big companies, like, I don't know, big industries, and then we'll basically industries looking to outsource to a third world country in order to build a factory or whatever.
The idea was to bring to these countries development, technology, education, industrialization, basically, which they need in order to move forward. They need the infrastructure to bring electricity. They need a lot of things. That's how education will enter to their country. It will enter through the gates of progress from other countries, through internet, the internet, which has a lot of YouTube. I mean, YouTube is a great thing in terms of free information. Anyways, peace, folks. Wish you the best.